Deep in the African savanna, a massive giant African python slithers through the dry grass. It is an apex predator, feared by almost everything. The jackals watch from a distance, hungry but far too terrified to attack. Suddenly, a small figure trots into the clearing. It's the infamous honey badger. While the jackals keep their distance, this fearless little warrior locks eyes with the giant reptile and charges straight toward it. The sheer size difference is absolutely comical. The snake raises its massive head, opening its jaws wide to issue a terrifying warning hiss. But the badger doesn't care. The giant python strikes with lightning speed. Dodging the deadly bite, the badger aggressively clamps its jaws onto the python's thick tail. The giant snake thrashes violently in response, kicking up a massive cloud of yellow dust as it drags the tiny animal. The python realizes this is a fight for its life. It throws its heavy, muscular body over the badger, rapidly wrapping it in deadly coils. The jackals step closer, thinking the crazy little honey badger is finally finished. But you can never underestimate a honey badger. Trapped inside the crushing grip, it uses its powerful claws and loose skin to twist around. It delivers a vicious bite, forcing the massive snake to uncoil in pure panic. Escaping unharmed, the badger charges right back in a display of impossible strength. The tiny predator grabs the giant python right behind its jaw, pinning its heavy head directly to the dusty ground. Using its absolute last reserve of energy, the python violently whips its body, throwing the badger into the dirt. The exhausted snake tries to slither away. Seeing an easy meal, the sneaky jackals decide to make their move. The jackals confidently sprint forward and bite the escaping python's tail. But the snake isn't dead yet. It turns its huge head and snaps at the wild dogs, trying to defend itself from these cowardly thieves. Completely ignoring the escaping snake, the badger charges at full speed right into the jackals. It aggressively snaps its jaws at their legs, launching a relentless, chaotic attack on the cowardly The jackals panic. They quickly realize this tiny, hissing demon is far more dangerous than the giant python. Terrified by the badger's insane aggression, they turn their tails and run for their lives across the savanna. Standing victorious in the dust, the badger suddenly remembers its original target. But the clearing is empty. The giant python has used the noisy distraction to quietly escape into the tall, thick yellow grass. The honey badger refuses to lose its prize. It frantically searches the area, spots the heavy trail left by the snake, and fearlessly dives headfirst into the dense brush to finish what it started. This sheer willpower is absurd. The giant reptile is completely exhausted and finally gives up. The honey badger stands proudly over the massive snake, proving once again why it is the most fearless animal on Earth. Important note: this stunning 4-minute and 28-second video, including the incredible animal physics, dust effects, and intense wildlife action, was 100% generated by artificial intelligence. The lion, outmaneuvered and weary, growls in frustration. Isolated within the dense bush, he hunts the elusive mother leopard and her hidden cubs. He knows he is close, but what he doesn't know is that the tables are about to turn, and the hunter will soon become the hunter. Suddenly, a second leopard, a powerful subadult, bursts from the shadows, launching a furious surprise attack on the lion's flank. Almost simultaneously, the mother leopard joins the fray, attacking from the other side. The massive predator roars in shock and pain, ambushed. The dense bush explodes into utter chaos dust, torn leaves, and fur fly. The lion's roars of rage, mixed with the chilling rasps and snarls of the leopards. Blood stains the lion's golden coat from the initial strikes, marking the brutal start of this unequal battle. The leopards display incredible coordination, darting in and out, clawing at the lion's hindquarters and face. The lion, despite being outnumbered, fights back with immense bone-crushing power, unleashing deafening roars that echo through the thicket, a desperate defense. One leopard is momentarily caught by a glancing blow, yelping in pain but quickly recovers. The lion, however, is now visibly tiring. His movements slow, his roars less frequent. Fending off two furious, agile attackers in their territory is draining, even for the king. The lion pride, scarred but victorious from their clash with the hippos, seeks respite near the waterhole. The old king, though wounded, rests among his family. Their collective weariness palpable. They are kings of this savanna, but even kings need peace after battle. Yet, the wild holds endless challenges. On the dusty horizon, an ominous cloud begins to form, rapidly expanding. A low, menacing rumble vibrates through the earth, growing into a deafening thunder. The lions, unsettled, their instincts on high alert, turn their gazes towards the approaching disturbance. This is no ordinary herd. The dust reveals a terrifying sight. A massive, enraged herd of Cape buffaloes, 15 strong, charging relentlessly, caught completely by surprise. The lions are scattered, overwhelmed by the sheer force of the impact. Roars of alarm mix with thunderous bellows. The battle for survival erupts anew. The savanna explodes into chaos. The pride is fragmented. Each lion battling multiple enraged buffaloes. The wounded old king, already weakened, becomes a prime target. He roars defiantly, but his movements are slow, hampered by previous injuries. It's a brutal, unequal struggle, a fight for every breath. Despite the overwhelming odds, the lions fight back with primal ferocity. They leap onto buffaloes, clawing and biting, attempting to slow the giants. But the buffaloes are a relentless, unified force. Powerful horns can act, sending lions tumbling, leaving new wounds in the wake of the brutal assault. The old king, isolated and battered, faces an impossible battle, bleeding profusely. His roars strained, he struggles against 3 relentless buffaloes. The herd's intent is clear: to eliminate the weakened leader. The very air vibrates with the raw, brutal reality of this desperate, isolated stand. A powerful male lion attempts a desperate charge to break the buffalo line, but the wall of horns holds firm. The relentless, coordinated pressure from the herd becomes unbearable. With snarling defiance, the pride is forced to give ground, retreating from the waterhole, their territory temporarily lost. The buffaloes, enraged and victorious, press their advantage. Their thunderous pursuit drives the scattered lions further into the dry plains. Individual lions break off, seeking desperate escape routes. This is not just a defense, it is a vengeful rout, pushing the predators to their very limits. With desperate leaps, lions narrowly avoid being gored. Finally, the buffaloes halt their relentless chase, snorting in triumphant frustration. The pride, battered and exhausted, is driven far from the waterhole. Its dominance, briefly shattered. They have escaped, but at a heavy cost. As the dust settles, a new order temporarily reigns. The buffalo herd, victorious, regroups around the life-giving water. The lions, once the undisputed rulers, are distant, limping specters on the horizon.